Tim, being from the Midwest, were you surprised with the crowd's reaction?
You know, it's just being a big guy. You know, everybody wants the small guy to win, it seems. You know, Brandon's flamboyant, he's flashy. He's got the south, East Coast, I don't know what he is, West Coast, whatever. The surfer boy, you know, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, and I'm originally from the East Coast, and I'm not known to be a nice guy. You know, I say what's on my mind. I shoot straight from the hip. Sometimes that gets me in trouble. But, you know, I'm trying to be a crowd pleaser. You think, like, even winning fights, there's nothing more they can do than to cheer me on. I remember once in Randy's career, you know, he was being booed, so, and now look at him, they love him. So I'm just going to keep going out there and fighting and winning, and I'll be, you know, if Randy's retired, you know, I like the fact that Randy retires in a way because I can finally catch him. I've been chasing that guy forever. So, you know, I'm looking to capture the heavyweight belt for the third time and put more wins and title defenses on my career than he did.
Is there any chance that Randy's coming back, or what's the status on that?
I have no idea. I know as much as you guys know.
Hey Dana,
Very weird.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dana, why is it, I wonder if you could talk about the distinction, why is it that you've been talking about it as a retirement and Couture's camp seems to be using the term resigning? What's the importance of that?
Have you ever heard of anybody resign from a contract?
What does that mean to you?
Pretty stupid, isn't it?
What does it mean to you? What do you take that as?
I think it's stupid.
And why do you call it a retirement? Because that's the only option.
If you're under contract with somebody and you don't want to fight anymore, you retire. You don't resign.
Are there any formal processes that a UFC fighter does to retire, like file papers like you would if you're in the NFL or something?
You just say I retire. And if you're still under contract, then you're under contract.
Does that contract end in 9 months?
No. I wouldn't talk about that.
Hey Dana, that Bryce Black fight, what happened with the judge's decision and how bad did that look?
What happened with the judge's decision? Well, they ended up, I think that was the fight that they scored wrong. Yeah.
How does that happen?
It happens, I guess. You know, they added them up too fast, they added them up wrong, they looked at the wrong columns, but, you know, at least they figured it out, at least they got it straight.
Anderson, did you have a mental advantage going into this fight against Rich based on the last video?
Não, eu acho que não. Eu acho que eu vim preparado para uma luta dura e bem estratégica. E tudo que eu treinei eu consegui botar em prática. Mas o Rich Franklin demonstrou que é um excelente lutador e merece todo o nosso respeito. E infelizmente, quer dizer, felizmente hoje eu fui melhor que ele, mas uma hora ou outra pode acontecer de alguém ser melhor do que eu, isso é fato.
He didn't feel like that played a mental advantage. He basically was able to execute everything he does training, and he's just grateful to go in there and win tonight, but it doesn't take anything away from Rich. He's happy that he was a better fighter tonight, but you never know. Someday he can come in and someone can be better than him.
Stefan, there's no shortage of 205-pound contenders right now in the UFC. You got 2 wins in a row coming back. Anyone you want to call out? Who do you want next?
I'd like to call out Quentin Jackson. Quentin, you out there? You listening? I'm coming for you.
There might be a long line for that one.
What?
There might be a long line.
I got to win a few others first. But hey, you asked if I could fight anyone, right? You know, I mean, it's always been a dream to get a title shot, so let me dream.
Anderson, how would you compare the Rich Franklin you saw tonight to the one you fought a year ago?
Não existe comparações, né? Eu acho que cada luta é uma luta. Ele mostrou que treinou o suficiente para lutar comigo, mas eu fui melhor. Não tem muito o que falar. Eu acho que eu tive mais sorte, fui melhor, treinei um pouco mais que ele, talvez. Não sei.
He said you can't compare fights. Every fight is a fight. I just went out there. Maybe I trained a little bit harder. Maybe I just was a little bit luckier tonight. But there's no comparison between the first fight to the front of this fight.
Concerns about fighting Franklin in his hometown? Do you feel like Franklin is bad?
Não, eu sou um funcionário do UFC, Se eu tiver que lutar em qualquer lugar que eu seja destacado para lutar, eu vou lutar. Eu não tenho lugar para lutar. Lógico que gostaria muito que a luta tivesse sido em Las Vegas, mas não faz diferença. Eu vim aqui para trazer para o público o que o público quer ver. E o meu trabalho dentro do Ultimate é esse.
I wasn't too concerned. Basically, I work for the UFC. Wherever the UFC asks me to fight, whoever the UFC asks me to fight, that's what I'm going to do. I would have preferred to maybe fight in Vegas. I like Vegas, but wherever they ask me to fight, I'll be there to fight.
Dane, I can't imagine there's a long line of people waiting to fight Anderson after tonight, but Allen's played some incredible stand-up tonight. Any chance that a guy like Allen could get consideration for a shot?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Allen's in the mix of middleweights, but he's a young up-and-coming kid. Give him some time. Liddell-Silva's been in this sport for a long time, and the more experience you get, the more time, the more big fights. There's a lot of factors in winning in the UFC, and Alan Belcher definitely, he's a kid who has a lot of talent and a lot of promise. So we'll bring him up.
Alan, your conditioning, how big of a factor was that?
Conditioning is everything. I was in the best shape, so that's why I felt like I could let my hands go and throw a lot of kicks and punches and knees and elbows and stuff. So conditioning was everything. This camp was really important to me, for sure.
Dana, another successful show in Ohio. With the success that you've had here, how excited are you to get things rolling in Chicago?
We're excited to go to Chicago. There's a few big cities we're excited to go to. Chicago, Atlanta, we want to get up to Boston, we want to go to New York. There's a lot of big cities that we still want to hit. We're really going to move this thing around over the next few years. Not only the big pay-per-view shows, but the Ultimate Fight Nights too. There's a lot of cities we're looking at.
You had Rich and George fighting in the Cincinnati card tonight. Step in, figure importantly into the Chicago card.
Yeah, we always build some guys from Chicago and wherever we're fighting into the next.
Dana, who won the awards tonight?
The awards. Fight of the night was Black and Grice. Maia won the submission of the night, and Anderson-Silva won KO of the night.
And are they all $40,000?
They all got $40,000 each for that.
Dana, two big announcements recently with Chuck and Vanderlei fighting, and then the signing of Brock Lesnar. Why not announce that on pay-per-view in the octagon between fights?
When did I announce Chuck and Vanderlei?
I heard it was official.
You read the internet that too much, my friend. I didn't announce that fight. I would have. If that fight was happening, I would have announced it tonight. What was the other one you asked me? Why didn't I announce?
The signing of Brock Lesnar.
We did announce that on pay-per-view tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just didn't
Must
do it
have been
in the
bathroom.
Okay. We did announce that.
I did talk to Vanderlei though, and he seems to be under the impression that fight's set for December.
Way to get him in trouble, dude.
The fight is not set yet. Are we considering doing that fight? Yes, we are. It's not done.